When you bury something, an event, an emotion, an experience, it never truly goes away. It never leaves. It remains there, and if anything, it grows in strength. And as it grows, it bothers and disturbs you, depresses and saddens you. Hopeless and angry, anxious and fearful. Then forgetting where that anger and that tension arose from, where it came from, its origin. And before long, those buried emotions become you, take over like a parasite or a virus. But what is fear and anger but a parasite or virus? How it spreads. And just like anger, we forget, so does joy and happiness. But joy and happiness are rarely a chosen emotion by the powers that be to share with its populations. But still, whether our pain is linked to a personal experience, a global one, a shared one, we all have this. We're like a tense, closed fist that needs to be unclenched and relaxed, set free from itself. For the fist and the person of who the fist belongs are the only ones that hold the power to unclench that fist. It is up to you, to we, to me, to unclench our fists. And simply by becoming aware of the fact of this unsettling within you, shedding light upon it and tackling it, you will overcome it. And through our lives and through experience, we often ask, why me? Why do we have to go through this? Why do the experience that happened to me happen to me? We feel, why does no one love me? Why is the world a bad place? Why doesn't everything go my way? Why does everything go wrong? Why am I here? Not realising everyone asks the same questions. Most people feel they are not loved. Most feel the world is an evil place. And most ask God why they put them here. We feel alone, seeing not the similarities but our differences or presumed differences. Presuming that no one else feels what you are feeling or going through. Presuming no one else feels pain. Those who believe turn their back on God, questioning why things are happening. Maybe He had left us, abandoned us. I took this from the book of prophecy. I know you, and I've known you since the beginning, and I'll know you until the end, and the new beginning. And I know what you're capable of, and I know what you'll do, and I know how you'll handle it, and I know you will make it, said the Lord. I direct thy every move, every circumstance is ordered by my hand, and you knew it when we agreed upon it before the foundations of the earth. We talked about it, we discussed it, we agreed it. You knew then what you would walk through. You knew then and said yes. Now I'm bringing you to your remembrance, to what was agreed. And doesn't it make it easier when you remember you chose to come here? I've lost no control. I've not been moved off my throne by any of your circumstances or any of your trials, neither will I be, for it is me who sent them. They were sent straight from me. I do these things not against you. I do these things because I chose you. You are my beloved, so lift up your heads, for the King of glory has come in. The gross darkness, yes, it will cover the people, but not thee. For my glory is upon you, and it radiates from your very being. This for me shows everything is ordained, everything is happening how it should. And the circumstances and trials we go through only temper us, like a sword being tempered in the blazing fire, hit with a hammer upon an anvil. We do not see this now, we have forgotten, like the Peter Pan analogy I use. Due to this forgetting, we want, we desire, we expect, wanting and not wanting particular events or experiences to take place, like we can control the world and its events, the happenings that come to us. The ego wishes to be God, and when its expectation doesn't happen, it becomes upset. Expecting. We all expect everyone in the world to behave just like us. We want them to be like us, to be polite to us, not to be rude, which doesn't seem too much to ask for, and in reality it's not. But what we fail to see is other people's circumstances and conditions. That person at the checkout that isn't smiling, isn't friendly, has you thinking, why are they working here if they aren't happy? Just quit. In reality, we know we have to work even if we hate the job, for income to survive. Most people in their jobs aren't happy. The person could be going through death in the family, an abusive relationship, a midlife crisis, a whole number of potential circumstances. Ask yourself these questions before reacting. What might that person be going through? And this reminds me of the book of the 4 agreements. They are, be impeccable with your word, don't take anything personally, don't make assumptions, and always do your best. Don't make assumptions. There's a story of a man walking down the street and he's bumped into. He curses the man who bumped into him whilst going into the shop, calling him mentally every abusive name under the sun. When the man comes out the shop, he sees the man who bumped into him. He sees the man is blind with a cane, and he immediately takes back all the words that he had shed in his mind, which links to being impeccable with your words. Don't talk idle talk, lie, or speak things which you aren't sure of. And on the same note, not taking that bump personally may have stopped the negative reaction. And to try your best comes in with everything in life, but simply following the other 3 agreements is hard enough. So trying your best to maintain the previous 3 this relates to. Also a balance in life where you try your best at everything, but don't take anything personal in terms of the result. Try your best in the race, and if you come third, don't take it personally, you've tried your best. These 4 agreements can be related to anything in life, and finding balance in that event. Like if your car breaks down, you can become angry, hit the steering wheel, scream and curse, scream, why is this happening to me? Or you could accept the situation, call the motor repair company straight away and save yourself time by doing that straight away, and also the headache of worrying about something you can't control. Now this isn't becoming numb to situations. Again, I speak of balance, we're human. It's a case of not taking anything personally and accepting that shit happens, although it's only shit because of our outlook and ego. Objectively, there isn't good or bad. The car breaking down just happened. When we start to move like this in the world, we will become better people and a better society. Rather than letting imaginary thoughts and the realms of the mind in which we believe and act off, which ultimately the mind creates. The creations aren't true. The mind would say that man bumping into you is doing it on purpose or something along those lines, when in reality no one bumps into anyone on purpose the majority of the time, although we may feel that way. Worrying can cause damage and is contagious just like a virus. The media are so good at using this. Using media, the TV, the radio, newspapers to scare and put fear into its citizens. As only when fear is instilled they can be controlled. Only when the ego and selfishness is present can they prey on you, prey on your desires and wants. Every advert and movie aimed to influence you will create a sensation, create a want, create a desire, or create a fear. And in the case of ill people, us worrying about an ill relative will do nothing good, apart from give that relative fear and anxiety. Compassion is key. And as long as compassion is shown, that's all that matters. We all have fears, we all have doubts and worries, but it's important to see them for what they are, their imagined thought forms. The best thing we can do in any worrying situation is stay calm and show compassion. The same with the world, you can't change or stop events, but you can stay calm and show compassion and be a beacon for others. And it's okay to be scared, but show them they don't have to be scared. They have a great power inside of them, and when found, all thoughts, questions, desires and fears fall away. The thoughts, questions, desires and fears aren't you. It's also like the saying, by grieving you are disturbing the dead in their rest. You grieve truly because you miss them and you want them back and you need them. And although we don't admit this is the truth. But when we take I out the equation, our attitude and outlook changes. We only feel the way we do because we don't understand this. We worry about where they have gone, if they'll be okay, wanting them back, when deep down we all know they are at rest now, at peace, back home. You're on holiday, worrying about home, worrying about work, and you're on holiday. Even worrying there might not be much time left on your holiday, and you've only been there a day. Worrying if your child will do well at school, worrying about all types of things, and we all know in these situations that most of the time we're worrying for no reason at all. When the situation actually arises, everything goes fine. But worrying seems to be part of our daily lives, and all it does is create unhappiness. It does not allow people to enjoy the now, and we have been divided by our differences, rarely brought together by our similarities, living in a world where division results in profit. So that is their agenda, their goal, to separate, divide and conquer, and in return they live good while the rest don't. A world agenda set for us, brothers and sisters, set to forget ourselves even further, losing our empathy and love towards one another, stepping even further away from the heart than we already are, creating even more further chaos in the world, tipping it further away from the balance that was once present before. They have gone into every country and split it down the middle. We saw this in the past in Ireland, Germany, Spain, England, just to name a few, and now we see this happening in Ukraine, dividing the country in two ways, and this is done in numerous ways, whether it's due to race, culture, religion, beliefs, gender, or any other difference that can separate us. Football teams, sports teams, this is why you generally have 2 or sometimes even more football teams in the same town or city to create division. Infiltration in every organisation, including charities, church, banks, politics, either the Republicans or Democrats, in my case the Tories or the Labours, are but muppets on the same team created to give a sense of choice and freedom, but again to create division. In truth, no matter who you choose, the agenda will always be the same team wearing the different masks. And our opinions is mostly learnt behaviour. There are no difference, only that which we have created due to fear, not love. And it's common when you first encounter someone to gain almost an infinite perspective of that person which again you have created, due to their age, look, clothes, cleanliness, the way they speak, facial expressions, anything. And we feel we can read people, we feel we know who they are and what they're about. And I feel I can say with confidence we can never judge a book by its cover. Most first impressions are negative but dependable on the mindset, where we compare ourselves to the person. If they are bigger than us, they are big. If they are smaller, they are small. And it's based off us. If we are white and they're white, it's a common ground. If you're white and they're black, it's a different story. Not all the case, but this must stop. Stop thinking we know everything about the world and its people. Forget what we know and start to see the people of the world as one, as the same, not different. And it is they who have made us think this way. We all want, we all desire, and we all fear. But whilst they try to divide us, if we want this world to be a better place, we must control these aspects within us. Peace and love to the world.